This is the Live Well and Thrive podcast, hosted by Michael Torchia, health and wellness expert. It's time to shape up, America.
I've had such an overwhelming response from viewers asking me all kinds of questions. I had this one woman had asked, I'm 60 years old. How do I get started into a fitness program? Well, the first thing you need to do is understand that your best health coach is yourself. If you start to listen to your body, eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, and exercise to a point of where you're not totally exhausted, you'll be amazed how quickly and safely you can get in great shape. But as you're aging, I know there's certain things that may be a concern. Maybe you have a bad knee or a bad back or whatever. What I would do is first assess what you're putting in your body. Do a diary. Write down for a 3-day period everything that you consume. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, beverages, what beverage, how much, what did you snack on, how much you snack on, and what foods did you eat in combination, and what time. After that 3-day period, you evaluate what you've put in your body. And if you've done a good job, great. If not, you'll probably see that you're like a human garbage pail. And then you can start eliminating the foods that are not good for you. My old saying is, if it's not good for me and doesn't add value, I'm not putting it in my body. And if you take that same mindset with nutrition and exercise and sleep, it'll change your life forever. Now, the next step is exercise. When you start an exercise program, you need to focus on what are the primary areas that you need to work on. And that's when you do the priority training. So if you need to build up your legs, well, then you should focus on the legs first. And I would suggest just 2 body parts a day. So if it's legs, that's 50% of your body, so I would just do that. The next day, you could split up 2 body parts, which could be like shoulders and arms or chest and back, and train them. But if it's chest that you need more, I would focus on chest first. If it's back, then you could do back and chest. So my recommendations is 2 body parts every day. Do core work, abdominal work is very essential, and make sure you're not doing anything that's a jerky movement, a more controlled movement when it comes to abdominals. And don't use weights for abdominals. It's just going to thicken it. Whether it's fat or muscle, it's just going to widen the girth of your waistband, and that's not what you want to do. You want to bring it down and make it narrow. So it's high reps, very short rest with different types of exercises, which if you reach out to me, we can talk about that. I can help give you a personalized program. Now, as far as the weight resistance exercise, make sure you're doing a movement, say if you're working shoulders, front raise or overhead press, a lateral raise, and a rear fly. You want to get the front, the side, and the rear deltoid. If you just do front and side, you're going to have very poor slumped over posture, which is not good. Same thing with the chest. You have to get the upper, outer, and lower pectoral muscle. So 3 exercises. Bicep and tricep, you can get away with 2 bicep exercises, 2 tricep exercises, and just make sure always good form and technique. And don't forget, never neglect your forearms, because that's important. The flexors and the extensors, because you're going to end up having problems with your wrist if you don't strengthen your wrist, because the bicep and tricep will get very powerful and the workload on your hands will be too much for your wrist. And as far as doing a cardio workout program, that's all up to you. What do you prefer? I do say that instead of going for very long extended walks or cardio exercises, it's more to do it more intense for, I'd say, 20 to 30 seconds, and then do a minute of a slow pace, like say on a treadmill. And then eventually, I usually tell people, if you want to do that, that kind of aggressive training where you're doing, say, a warm-up on the treadmill for 3 minutes, then you run as quickly as you can, like sprinting on the treadmill, for 60 seconds. Then for another 30 seconds, go to a nice pace, like a jog, and then pick it up and do that 4 to 6 times. That, to me, 3 to 4 times a week is all the cardio we need. Because if you go too high in cardio, especially if you're over 40, you're going to start raising the estrogen level and lower your testosterone level. So it's essential that you don't overdo the cardio either. Now, the last thing is sleep. Sleep is the key component because that's when you're healing, you're growing, and you're revitalizing your body. So you're rejuvenating your body. That if you don't get enough sleep, that will age you the fastest. So when it comes to sleep, it isn't really the amount of hours. It's the quality of the sleep. I mean, I average about 6 hours sleep, sometimes 7, but it's the quality of sleep. You don't have to sleep 8, 9 hours. As long as you're getting a good 6, 7 hours, you will be able to rest the body, be powerful, but most of all, it helps heal the body. But if you're not getting enough sleep, it's going to be detrimental. It's going to cause premature aging, and that's something you don't want to do. So remember, you are your best health coach. Be good to yourself, but realize that you need to be careful what you're putting in your body, consuming, what you expose yourself to, because what you see, what you hear, what you smell, and what you touch affects your body chemistry. So be careful of that. All this is great advice. Now it's all up to you to do it. So good luck and thanks for listening.